Cup qualifying Malawi vs Tunisia prediction, team news, lineups preview. An early first-place showdown in Group H of CAF World Cup qualifying will occur on Tuesday at Bingu National Stadium as Malawi host Tunisia. Both teams began the qualification cycle on the right foot, with Malawi defeating Liberia 1-0, while the Tunisians were 4-0 winners at home to São Tomé and Príncipe. Match preview. For a second successive encounter, the Malawians rescued themselves in the latter stages, scoring in the 78th minute on Friday, winning their opening match of a qualification cycle for the first time since the 2010 campaign. Malawi remain unbeaten in normal time since Patrick Mabedi became the caretaker manager in June, with their previous victory being his first away from home. Since taking charge, Mabedi's side have been much more organized defensively, posting 6 clean sheets in his 9 matches at the helm. They have only been behind in 2 of their last 9 matches in all competitions. Making the semi-finals of the Council of Southern Africa Football Association's COSAFA Cup in July, losing on penalties versus Lesotho 3-1 in that round, while they were beaten in the third-place match in a shootout versus South Africa 5-3. It has been well over a year since this team won a home fixture at Bingu National Stadium, defeating Ethiopia 2-1 in a June 2022 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier, while rescuing a point in their previous match played there with an 88th-minute equalizer versus Guinea in September 2-2. The Malawians have never lost in 3 previous home fixtures against Tunisia, though it has been over 34 years since they beat them 1-0 in a June 1989 friendly. The Tunisian quest to qualify for a third successive finals began positively, as this team have not been beaten at home in a World Cup qualification fixture since June 2008 2-1 loss versus Burkina Faso. That victory on matchday 1 of qualifying ended a 2-game losing run for them after suffering defeats to South Korea 4-0 and Japan 2-0 in friendlies last month. Since the start of 2022, 3 of the last 4 defeats by Jalal Qadri's men versus African opposition have occurred outside of Tunisia. It has been over 5 years since this team were beaten by a side in their own continent after scoring the opening goal, losing 3-2 at Egypt in a November 2018 Africa Cup of Nations qualifier. Tunisia have only lost one of their last 22nd round World Cup qualification fixtures, with that lone defeat coming away from home versus Equatorial Guinea in November 2021 1-0. They are unbeaten in their 2 previous World Cup qualifying fixtures against Malawi, outscoring them 9-2 over that stretch. Team news. There were 3 new faces in the Malawi starting 11 on matchday 1 of World Cup qualifying who did not begin their Africa Cup of Nations qualifier versus Guinea with Chimwemwe Dana, John Bonda, Olsen Kanjira replacing Peter Bonda, Chiwanagwa Kawanga and Richard Molu. Substitute Shifundom Faisai scored 11 minutes after coming on for Robert Sizi on Friday, while Brighton Munthalai collected a clean sheet. We saw 6 changes to the Tunisian side that lost to Japan last month when they defeated São Tomé and Príncipe on matchday 1 of qualifying, with Yassine Maraya, Montasser Talbai, Ali Abdi, Elise Skiri and Issa Ledouni being the only ones to keep their place in the starting 11. Youssef Msakni scored his 21st international goal on Friday, moving ahead of Adel Salimi for 4th all-time, with the other strikes coming courtesy of Maraya, Hamza Rafia and Faraz Ben Larbi, while Bachir Ben Said picked up a clean sheet. Malawi possible starting lineup: Munthalai, Malaka, Chizia, Kimbizi, Sanudi, Aaron, Pinganjura, J. Bonda, Faisai, Kanjira, Koma. Tunisia possible starting lineup: Ben Said, Kekrida, Maraya, Talbai, Cherny, Refia, Skiri, Ta, Slidi, Juini, Sakni. We say, Malawi 0-1 Tunisia. We expect Malawi to hang back and try to hit their opponents on the counter. Given who they are up against, and while they have been quite capable of containing opposing attacks, the Malawians have not faced a side with as much quality as Tunisia in quite some time. Thanks for your watching. Don't forget to click the subscribed button and hit the bell icon for more.